Hey guys, I want to talk to you specifically today about one element of what I believe to be manhood, or something that we all are going to need to learn to understand this sort of thing, and to embody this sort of mindset and live our lives to this standard. And you know, a lot of things I talk about, guys, like I encourage you to be whatever way you want to be in this world, and I'm not here to knock you down. I'm just here to share my perspective and to maybe give you an alternative way to think about things. But like many of the things I talk about here today, this is, or in general, just today is another one of those things that's just my opinion. You can take this and do whatever you want with it. But I want to talk with you guys, specifically you men out there, about attention and getting attention and seeking attention in this world, and more so needing attention from other people in this world. And I want you to think about somebody that is truly 100% secure with themselves. They know what they got. They are the person they are in this world. They are this standalone man. That sort of person does not need attention. They don't need validation from other people. They're very solid in what they are. And just by virtue of the fact that who they are, their reputation and their character stands on its own, and it does not need this advertisement, and it does not need this sort of constant reassurance that comes through the channels of a teaching or from seeking attention from other people. It's a very big, clear, definitive thing that sets you apart as an individual, and especially as a man in this world, is this fact that there are those that need attention to thrive and to feel better about themselves and to feel validated and to feel all these sorts of things that every human needs to feel. And then there's those other folks that learn to get those things from within, and it just comes from the sort of character that they are, the sort of man that they are, the sort of standalone entity that they are, this powerful inner being that this person truly is at the core. That sort of person does not need the outside validation, does not need the attention, does not need this sort of feed that comes from another place, okay? I believe it's a very slippery slope that a lot of folks, humans, are going to go down, especially in the current age that we live in, where everybody is able to get some form of attention. Oftentimes, I feel like to an unhealthy level, with the advent of social media and just the way that we interact as humans in our present day and age. It's on a whole different playing field, I believe. But it's something that I see, and I look around me, I look at my peers, and I look at people in my life that are these folks that are strong, powerful, secure men around me, and I look at, you know, are they on there every day posting things on Instagram, looking for likes and comments and people to validate them, make them feel good about themselves? Or are these folks that are almost like completely disappeared from social media altogether? They don't need this constant validation from, you know, first of all, strangers on the internet, let's say, but even furthermore, I look at the way that they interact in their friend groups and their family circles and their everyday social real world situations. I look at how they react. These people are often very humble, and they're not out there constantly waving their flag to the world saying, hey, everybody look at me and tell me how awesome and great I am. And you know, they're not people that brag about themselves. They're not people that try to sell themselves to anybody, because they just know deep down they are the man that they are. They've got what they got. They're confident and secure in that sort of sense. And it's just a clear-cut behavioral difference that I see. Those that seek attention, you know, strongly and readily and like daily, let's say, versus those that seek no attention. They don't need your validation. They don't need your you know, whatever way you want to think about it. They don't need that from anybody, because they've got it inside of them. They get it from themselves, and there's nobody that can tell them otherwise, that they're not the person they are. They're not the caliber, quality, strong sort of person that they truly know they are at the core. So it's just something that I think for all of us as young men, especially, we start at a different place when we're younger. You are seeking attention. You're trying to get validation. You're trying to be accepted. You're trying to do all these sorts of things as a young person in this world. But as you start to age and mature and go through your life, you're going to start to realize that none of those things really matter. All of that feed of attention, that validation, it's almost like it's like this temporary thing. And that's ironically like this addictive nature that I see in it, where it's like once you get used to getting a little bit of attention from other people, it makes you feel good. It creates this endorphin rise in your brain. It makes you feel amazing about yourself. But those things are very short-lived, and they fade. And you almost like end up turning into this monster in some senses. I've seen some people going on this track where it's like they're always seeking more and more validation and more attention, and they start to do more and more crazier things in the name of getting this attention and trying to get a rise out of people and trying to do all this stuff. And it's like I look at that and I see a very insecure person on the very inside. And I'm not the type of person that's going to like call somebody out and say this to their face. That in my opinion, there's no need to do that. That's not what I'm after. That's not the type of guy that I am. But I love to analyze people, and this is what I see when I recognize that sort of behavioral trait in somebody else. And I'm always trying to encourage you guys to be self-confident, self-secure, remind you that you don't need validation from anybody in this world, guys, okay? All you need is to get your validation from yourself. Do you feel good about yourself? Do you love yourself? Do you know what you got deep down inside of you? None of the other stuff matters. The world around you doesn't matter, but what matters is what's going on inside of your head and inside of your heart and inside of your brain. Those are the biggest things. And like I said, guys, I challenge each and every one of you to look around you and examine and evaluate the people in your life. I'm talking about the real, physical, tangible people that you could go today and talk to, shake their hand, do whatever. I want you to analyze these sorts of men, and I want you to think about this. The ones that you respect the most, the ones that you perceive to be the most powerful, the ones that you perceive to be the strongest individuals as human beings, like look at their behavioral traits. Are they these attention-seeking, constant validation-needing sorts of men around you? Or are they the ones that might be a little bit more quiet? They're a lot more humble. They're not constantly bragging to everybody around them how great they are. And, oh, look at me and look at what I've done, look what I've got, and all this kind of bullshit, right? They're not typically like that, I would venture to guess. And like I said, this is something that's personal to each and every one of you guys out there. I want you to like I said, look at your own life. Forget about the internet. Forget about me. Forget about this channel. Forget about what other things that you might be I don't know, just watching or looking at out there to try to get a little bit of this knowledge. And just look at your life. Okay, look at your physical, real world life that you're going through right now, the people that you know right now, and analyze these things a little bit. Okay. After you've analyzed them, I just want you to think about ways that you can incorporate that into your own being and your own existence. And really, like I said, at the end of the day, I'm not here to judge you. I'm not here to dictate what you should or should not do with your life. But I want to get you guys to think about what sort of man do you want to be in this life and in this world. And you get to make that decision. At the end of the day, that's up to you. But these are just some things that I want you to think about, okay? I think it could make you a better person, or at least it'll hopefully get you to be a more genuine version of yourself, okay? All right, guys. Hope you're having a wonderful day. We'll talk to you real soon.